Renaissance man. When I'm not in the studio, I'm diving into my hobbies and exploring many interests. With that comes my personal
another edition of the Slam Show, and yeah, I think the feed is kind of like stuttering because we have so many people that are watching the program, but we got different sources from every angle, from our smartphones, from our regular studio cameras. You could view the show everywhere. And I credit everyone that's in the studio right now as well as our special guest, because this is what technology is about, ladies and gentlemen. We make it happen on every angle. Once again, welcome to another edition of the Slam Show for August 1st, 2016. I am your host, Slammin' Sam, and we have a great show lined up for you because the special guests that are in studio today have made big influences on my life personally and professionally. And I just felt that I had to have a show that displayed and discussed a lot of what I like to keep around in my inner circle and outer circle to a certain degree, as far as professionalism, industry related, and so forth. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everyone with an introduction that I put together, which is connected to my world from way back in the day until now. First off, this young lady to my left, I've worked with since the age of, 14
yep.
years old. We were in the studio, writing together, putting together tracks. It was myself, and also my co-producer, Lenny Linus Douglas. Back then, that's what his name was.
Yep.
And with your parents' consent and their blessing, they said, Sam, Lenny, help out my daughter, get her into the music business. And we put together her first track. It's called My Heart Is Here, and I didn't have a clip or anything like that, but you could go on YouTube, type it in, Angela Martinez, My Heart Is Here. You could take a listen to that single that we produced. It ended up getting on Wild 94.9, Kiss FM, a lot of the stations throughout the world, and that kind of springboards you into the music industry, because shortly after that, you ended up moving to Nashville to start a country music career.
Yes.
And he just happened to hit me up and said, Sam, I'm going to be in town. I'm like, I haven't seen you in like 20 years.
I know.
And she is here in studio joining us today. Let's have a big round of applause for Angela Martinez, everyone.
Thank you. Happy to be here. So great to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, she hasn't aged one bit. I'll be honest with you. She looks like she was when she was 16. No difference. So how are you, girl?
Doing great.
Very delighted that you're able to join us on this great panel of guests, and I'm excited to hear your story.
Yeah.
And it's just phenomenal, and I'm glad you're in good health and you're doing the music thing, and it's just I'm speechless. This is great. This is great. And I'm hoping to have more in the future artists, producers that I've worked with come onto the program so I could connect with what I've done previously into what they're doing today.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for coming through.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Next on this great legendary panel, this gentleman, I worked with him back in the day. If you don't know about Bayside Distribution, then you weren't a real G in the music industry back in the early 2000s, late 90s, because this gentleman helped out a lot of artists from all genres, putting their stuff in all the stores. Tower Records, Music Land, Sam Goody's, yes, a lot of them are defunct, but that is how everything began. Real product, real print. And currently, he is sticking by that, still putting out CDs with his magazine, 41510 magazine, supporting the local hip-hop community. He puts together these seminars which help promote educational discussion as far as putting together your talents out there beyond the whole social media stream, getting back to the roots, being able to do street level promoting. This gentleman, he's amazing, truly amazing, and I'm glad that he's on the program to share his story. Let's have a big round of applause for Deric Bergeson, everyone.
Yeah, buddy. Man, I'm honored to be on the show, and you know, you're definitely right about it. You know, there's definitely, there's an industry for independent artists out there still, and we could still press CDs and we could still press physical things. People still want something tangible.
I agree. When it comes down to it, there's nothing tangible about having data, and that's what MP3s are. And to be quite frank, when you have something like this and this in your hand, it's just like it's phenomenal. I mean, 20 years from now, you could probably sell it for $500 like we did with freaking Angela Martinez's record. You just never know. It's just the culture that we're in. It's so quick. Everything is so fast. Everyone's so fucking Pokemon Go. It's just I don't know.
Zombies.
Enough said. So, Deric, thank you very much for joining us. And I'm excited to hear your story as far as all the industry stuff that you've been connected to back in the day and until now.
Awesome. Thanks.
Last, this gentleman.
Oh boy.
Let's go ahead and roll into it. I DJ'd his wedding. He's had me DJ his clubs.
Oh.
He's also brought in artists to my studio to have music worked on, which we actually didn't, but he attempted to. It wasn't your fault.
No, it was Alexis's fault.
And this gentleman, he actually ran for a council seat for the city of Hayward.
Yeah, buddy.
And I have nothing but great things to say about this guy. And he's also starting his own live stream show. And
Again.
Again. And he's coming onto the program to kind of sharpen up those skills and get behind the mic and get everyone kind of hyped up to what he has to offer. Let's have a big round of applause for Ralph Fierras Jr.
Furious, God, butcher my name, boy. Furious like fairy ass. What's happening?
I could get away with it.
At least he didn't say furry.
Boy, I be shaving. Keeping it clean.
Hey, man, and I'm still confused because you're over there saying you're Filipino, but yeah.
Everyone, I work for a Mexican magazine, Street Level Magazine.
That's
what I mean?
right.
Like, my wedding was like 90% Mexican. You know what I mean? Like, but like that's just me. Like the one Filipino cat that grew up with nothing but Mexicans.
And that's
like,
okay. It's okay.
It's your environment that makes you grow up. It's not really like, I don't know. It's a trip. Like, you see how San Francisco is super divided. You know what I mean, by segments and stuff like that. Like I don't think it's like that in the East Bay or in the South Bay. It's San Jose is Vietnamese and Mexicans, like super, well, it's more Vietnamese now than Mexican now. And Hayward's always been Mexican and like a good portion of Filipinos. And so,
all right.
I'm just me.
I like how you're very concrete on that statement, even though few might suggest differently.
I can give you numbers and facts. I ran for city council.
That's right. That's
there
right.
It is, baby.
So, Ralph, we're going to go into your story a little later,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of excited to see if there is going to be an additional run for council because you definitely had some good ideas. And I remember viewing that one video where you were at a meeting and you freaking hit the bench with your fist and just scared the shit out of people. And I said, oh my God. Freaking Ralph is really doing it. And now if you think about it, he was already ahead of his time because freaking Donald Trump is doing that shit right now.
Don't compare me to him. Man. No, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, I'm talking about the energy. Yeah, so that's where you bring it. And thank you once again for being able to come on the program and also grace us with some good eats from Ike's Sandwiches.
Shout out to Ike.
That's right. Thank you for doing that.
My man, boobs. Right there.
So before we get into any of the studio discussion, I have a quick monologue. Be sure to follow me over on Snapchat and Twitter at I Am Slammin'. And after the show tonight, around midnight, I'll be doing a live mix show. I see that everyone's been supporting that, and it's going to be recorded. And the stuff I'll be playing will be listened to once again on our road trip to Las Vegas because we are going there for a quick convention. So be sure to check that out tonight on my profile, Facebook Live. All right, let's go ahead and roll right into this because it's going to be freaking awesome. Awesome. Ladies first. Wouldn't you say, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
All right. Angela.
Yes.
Let's get right down to it. What, besides like certain circumstances, being able to move from California to Nashville, did you have any reservations as far as being able to do that move? Because it's quite a bit. I mean, it's a totally different demographic.
It absolutely is. I was very fortunate because I was able to kind of get my feet wet first. So, like, basically, I was part of the Northern California Songwriters Association, And so I was building relationships with people in Nashville prior to actually going there.
Mm-hmm.
And then a guy by the name of Steve Seskin, who had written songs for Tim McGraw,
Mm-hmm.
he recorded a demo for me, and it got into the hands of Nashville, and they said, please come here. We want you. So I flew back and forth probably about 9 times before I actually physically moved to Nashville.
Right. So you got acclimated with
Yeah.
the environment and being able to find a place and so
Yeah.
forth. Because how old were you roughly when that all happened?
I moved to Nashville when I was about 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were still a kid.
Yep. I
And
just
doing adult
graduated
things.
college, junior college, and I was like, I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So as far as being able to decide on doing country, because when you recorded with me, it was basically freestyle dance music.
Yep.
Stuff that was being played on the stations here in San Francisco and throughout the Bay.
Yeah.
And knowing that that was your first taste of it, how was that like helping out your transition?
The songwriting part was a huge thing where we, because I'd never really written songs before. So just that experience with you, just sitting in front of the piano and creating our own music was just incredible. And of course, country music, that's what it's all about. It's all about the song.
Right. So were you hands-on with the music making process, or did you kind of leave it up to the writers and producers?
No, I write and do everything with my songs.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's because I think that was a part where you were still trying to refine your ability
Yeah.
as far as songwriting was concerned back then.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me to hear that you were actually like in it deep as far as being able to songwrite, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Because a lot of artists, man, they just leave that up to the producers and other people because they don't want to go through that stress. And for you to take the horse by its reins and say, I'm going to write it, let's roll with it.
Well,
It's fantastic.
You get to feel more of the artist. That's the whole part of the creation is putting yourself into the words, into the melody, into everything.
Gotcha.
So,
All right. In a
Yeah.
couple questions, gentlemen, I'm going to have you guys have an opportunity to ask Angela something that's on your mind.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
So
Okay.
now when it comes to country, the theme of it is pretty like they're always talking something like, oh, I left my horseshoe in
I
the
know.
back. The themes are very interesting.
All my
That's-
exes are in Texas.
That's old
Yeah,
country.
that's
That's old
it.
country.
Yeah.
Well, there
I mean,
you go.
Country music has definitely changed a lot. I mean,
Totally.
it's definitely got more of a pop influence today than it was when I
I
moved
like it
there.
better, definitely.
Do you
like it
think there's a
better.
major divide though between the traditionalists
There
and then the new people like Carrie Underwood?
Oh
or,
yeah,
or
there is definitely a divide that goes in, and you'll see it. I mean, there's artists that are like, I'm traditional. They are wearing the cowboy hats, and they're not straying from that at all.
yeah.
But as of right now, if you're looking at the business as a whole, that type of music is not getting the same attention as the one that's geared towards more of a pop sound.
So
Exactly.
like bands like Florida, Georgia,
Line,
Line,
yeah.
Yep.
where they're with what Nelly did a song.
That's right.
With
That's
them?
right.
Yeah.
So what I hear the rumblings like when you cross the whole the top 40, you're no longer considered country. You're considered now pop, and you're not one of us, the good old boys, no more.
You're not
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're not with your sister no more.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's now more acceptable to kind of
Yeah.
cross over and still maintain a certain type of grounded value as being a traditionalist artist for country.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
That's the name I was saying. She was brilliant in doing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were brilliant in what they did with her because, country music was kind of geared more towards women that were in their 30s, and so when she came in and she was like, well, 13-year-old girls, we like country music, but that topic really isn't what we want to hear.
Right,
We want to hear about teardrops on my guitar and school and, the crush and the whole thing. And so it was a brilliant business move because they brought her in. She targeted those girls.
Yeah.
And now she has a fan base that has followed her all the way.
Yeah.
Because you've got 13-year-old girls that are now 20, 25,
Mm-hmm.
and they are continuing to follow her.
Now, speaking of that, because you did start on the freestyle dance
Yes.
scene and garnered a following and a fan base,
Yeah.
when you did go to country, was there kind of a strain with that, or was they supported you all the way?
They did. I had people following me into the country music market, which was incredible.
That's
it
awesome.
It really was, yeah.
Well, I think Mark Anthony started as a freestyle artist, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. Back in the day, it was with
So did Frankie
Chrissy
J.
Ice, I think. That was the track.
Wasn't he part of Menudo though? Part of like Mark Anthony? One of the
No,
I think
that's
Ricky Martin.
no,
Yeah.
the original members. He was one of the original members.
You're not going to make our followers freaking Google that right So that's fantastic that they'll stick with you straight through.
Yeah.
That is a real fan base, and being able to show that support, even though you're doing music that they may not be interested in, hey, at least they know that they're following the person,
Yeah.
whatever that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Now, with our track, I'm going to put you on the spot because our track, My Heart Is Here, it got major play. I don't know how many singles we made, the 12-inch singles, but we should have went to you, Deric, to make them because right now we were like just Googling and checking out like if it's being sold anywhere, and it's through the roof.
Yeah.
So
it's
my question
crazy.
is, who's your who's distributing your music?
Who's distributing? Well, I mean, I've been doing the digital distribution through iTunes and all of that, but I'm going to come to you.
There you
Okay,
go.
Great.
There you go. What do we have there, Ralph?
Menudo. So Anthony worked as a songwriter and backing vocalist for pop acts, including Menudo and Latin Rascals.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So he's behind the scenes, but part of Menudo. There you go.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you, Ralph,
He
for
still looks
proving
like a
us all
12-year-old.
wrong.
Frankie J started off in dance music, too.
That's
Oh,
right.
man.
That's right, Frankie J.
Bautista.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Good
Bust
dude.
him out.
Oh, man.
Bautista. So-
Brenda K. Star.
Oh, wow.
She
That's
does salsa
classic.
music. There's a lot of freestyle acts that do salsa music.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
totally.
make that transition.
The Latin influence. You know, you got your demographic. You might as well pull it into the next genre.
Plus, I mean, you're talking about the whole Latin base. Ralph, you're talking about money
There it is, baby.
right there.
International money.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly. I mean, Mark Anthony, he freaking sells out stadiums.
Oh yeah.
Madison Square Garden. I mean, that's amazing. So there you go.
Yeah.
Do you have any Spanish style singing?
Well, in my country music, I have songs that have a little bit of the Spanish stuff
Gotcha,
in it.
gotcha.
But
But do you think you're going to go into that genre just because you have a possible market there? Angela Martinez, hello.
I mean, I know. I mean, I do sing songs in Spanish, and I do love the Spanish music. I mean, the emotion. Again, I'm an emotional girl, and the whole thing of love and passion and the way that Spanish music is delivered. I mean, I might, eventually get
There
to
you
that
go.
I would like to hear like a country cumbia fusion
There
song.
it is. Bitty Bitty Bum Bum remix 2016.
There you go. Create a new genre.
Mustard on the beat.
Yep.
Good old DJ Mustard. Now, I want to go back in time really quick.
Okay.
Can you do our song
Oh.
a cappella, the chorus, please?
Okay, right. My heart is here, don't take away my love. My soul, it's right here. Can't you see the one to hold?
Yeah. I remember Lenny playing that. I remember
Yeah, he did the remix for it.
You know how me and Lenny know each other, right?
Uh-uh.
So me and Lenny used to work at In-N-Out Burgers.
Yeah!
Way back when, 16 years old.
But
And,
see- but
and
you
Lenny
guys-
introduced me to Sam, and then Sam introduced me to Randy.
And that's the thing about you guys, because In-N-Out always took care of their workers. What was their pay rate starting out? This was back.
Yeah, back in the day when minimum wage was $4, we were making like $8 an hour starting. Man, we were pimping back in the day. High school kids, what? And now it's just like they're only like $10.25 for like a quarter over minimum wage. Like it sucks.
Hey, if the society finally caught up,
Oh yeah,
yeah, those wages in and out, man. Whew, you guys were doing it. So, what's your next move as far as being able to do the country music, or are you looking to expand on stuff?
I mean, there's never been a Latina to do country music in the mainstream market ever.
Really?
In history. Yeah.
What about half? There's probably like some half.
Well, I am half. My mom is
Okay.
white and my dad is Spanish and Mexican descent. But yeah, I'd really for me, like being a role model to young girls and being able to be like, yes, I made a difference and gave these other girls an opportunity, because we all have dreams,
Yep.
and I know because I didn't have anybody to look up to in country music that looks like me and has my name, and so to be that person that can carry that torch would be incredible.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, has anyone ever gotten you confused with Angela Martinez from the East Coast?
Angie
Martinez
Martinez
all the time.
But she's like 50
emails.
years old, man. I'm all like, come on now. Angie Martinez is old.
And then you
young.
take her
Well,
fan
but
base.
The name.
Yeah.
It's just the name itself.
Yeah.
They'll get it confused.
Yeah, and if you Google it, it'll
Yeah.
like all come up.
Yeah.
So,
Be like,
Angie
how am I
Martinez.
involved with Tupac? The Tupac Biggie battle. I was like 12 years old.
And she was actually an artist for some time back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she dropped one with Left Eye Lopez. She was on that track where it was Missy, Left Eye,
That's right.
MC Light, and all those it's Ladies' Night.
That's right.
And
There you go with the sample.
She had a big single with local producer Rick Rock.
Wow, really?
Also,
Was it If I Can Go or something like that?
Yeah, yep. That was Rick Rock here from Fairfield.
That's right.
Our local celebrity.
That's right.
That lives in Sacramento.
That
Shout out,
lives,
shout out to Rick Rock.
Yep, yep.
I want to ask a question. If you're talking about country, have you done any Linda Ronstadt covers?
I have. Yes, and Linda Ronstadt was actually one of the first concerts that I ever went to.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
She is. I mean, that voice was just unbelievable.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I know that she does. She does a little bit everything, but country and then also she did a lot of Latin songs too in
Yeah.
Spanish. So
Yeah.
I think isn't she part Latina? I think
I'm
she
not
is.
sure.
I don't know. I know she did a mariachi album.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
there it is.
I like your IQ there, Deric, knowing all the music dead
Oh,
on really quick.
I gotta use Google. I gotta catch up. I caught it.
It's okay. You're a councilman.
Hey,
You,
there it is.
you get a little slack there.
Hey,
Ralph.
there it is.
So, Angela, it's been a pleasure having you on the program. Stick
Thank you
around.
so
You're going to have your chance to grill these gentlemen here with some good stuff
All
as we
right.
continue the Slam Show for this August 1st. And again, we have a great lineup of guests, and they all had major influences on my professional career and what they did back then and what they're doing now. So, Angela, good luck to you.
Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, we got to keep in touch,
Yes.
and much props on everything.
Thank you.
And like I said, you still look the same. Still look fucking the same since 16. Linda, which is Angela's
Mom
mom.
and Dad are watching. Hi,
You-
Mom. Hi, Dad. Love
Yeah.
you, love you, love you.
You
Mwah, mwah.
guys did a good job. You didn't stress her out.
I like that tone as well. Yeah, you did a great job. And you're still looks like
You're crazy. You're crazy, Ralph. All right, moving on to our next guest, Deric. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Let's
Sam.
get right into it, man. You
jump.
were back in the day when we first started working with each other. You were for Bayside Distribution, which put out a lot of the vinyl, CDs, everything you could think of into all the major stores, the chains, Sam Goodies, Musicland, all that.
Yeah.
And now it's a different ball game. But you are still grinding away, putting out CDs, still putting out print material with your magazine, 415, 10, and just doing a lot of stuff. Also putting together the music seminars, which involves talking to up-and-coming artists and having guests such as myself, which I was part of your panel, and other professionals to talk about their experiences, how they could go outside of doing the digital cheat way of putting out music and really grinding out there and doing it like how Too Short Hammer did, selling out of your trunk and
Right,
being able
right.
to make real money.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What made you say, I'm going to go ahead and stick to my roots with the street mentality and promote that, put together these showcases, what was the mindset behind that?
I'm really big on personal development and reading a lot of books. Well, I listen to the books. I don't read.
Hey, audiobooks is cool.
Audiobooks, so a few seminars I listened to, spoke about, different sources of income, and a big majority of professionals are teachers also, and that was one of their streams of income. And I used to do seminars 10 years ago, but it was a little different, and I said I'd like to come back and eliminate the party side, because our seminars weren't just seminars back in the day. It was Sway was our host of the show, and we had DJ battles, we had freestyle battles.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fab hosted the freestyle battles for us, and live graffiti happening, murals being done, and then a music industry seminar all at the same time. And so now it's just the seminar.
Right.
Just business.
Were you ever part of BARS, the whole BARS movement?
So that's my seminar. It was Bay Area Rap. That was it. Yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
So do you remember there was a white boy that used to run it, man? Man, he was like a blonde-haired, chubby cat, man.
Yes. Are you talking about
Bujowski?
Yeah.
Oh, that cat, man.
Okay, so there was two bars. So we both started at the same time. We did the seminar. Mm-hmm. They did the award show.
Yeah.
So we were happening at the same time, simultaneously.
Yeah. Oh, but you guys weren't affiliated together.
We knew each other, but no, it just happened to be the same abbreviations. So.
Oh, that was a whole.
But yeah, they were a part of our seminar also, and came
really?
out, and we went on radio shows and talked with them about it, because there was actually a little controversy at first, like who came up with the name.
Oh,
first,
really? Yeah.
And
Yeah, you would think that someone will start like, "Hey, man, I trademarked this first."
So we did, and we didn't care who. It was just.
Oh, it was friendly.
It was an acronym, so it really didn't. It wasn't nothing.
It wasn't like a pure nickname.
No,
you could just put together whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like Dr. Dre and Dr. Dre.
So we just focusing now on just the business part, and just teaching independent artists that you can make a living at it, without trying to sell 1 million records.
Right,
totally.
right. Are you happy with the culture right now as far as these young cats, their direction, and what things are you thinking about doing as far as improving that?
Well, as far as their music is concerned, they're where they need to be. I'm 44 years old now, so my ear is definitely not the same as a 16-year-old kid.
Well, if you start liking stuff that's just Panda.
So
Panda.
okay, Panda's okay. Commercial, you could, I definitely see what the radio's doing, but lyrically, I think it's garbage.
Right.
But every generation, hates their parents'
predecessors.
And so this is just it. My kids listen to Panda, and I don't.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. It's every generation, as you pointed out. We have our interests. It doesn't. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't, that's just the way it goes with these generations. I mean, whoop, there it is.
Right.
Stuff like that. Me so horny. I mean, this is what we like because of our generational point. Right. If the guys want to hear Panda that are 16, that's their whoop, there it is. Right. What can we do?
But now the whole retro thing is so strong. Like, Q out here copied Q in Philadelphia. The whole throwback, semi-throwback, if he's a year old. That throwback wasn't that Big Sean from last year? But they do play older stuff, man.
Right.
You'll get like the Far Side. You'll be driving, and then boom, Big Sean comes on, and then you'll hear like Gold Digger, and then something maybe 2 years ago.
Because the strongest buying power is now at that age where it's 20 years ago. It's classic to us.
Yeah,
we're the workforce, the 35 and ups.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole new station.
Age,
that's the new station. That's the new old school station.
Yeah.
So we listened to 98.1 Kiss, right? And we listened to Renelle.
Yeah,
and she played all our favorite songs. And now this is just the new.
Yeah, it's just a new format.
Right.
It's where back in the mid 2000s, that's considered old school, and it's like, oh my God, you're talking about Nelly Houghton here is old school. So there has to be a need for that market and that station. So I perfectly understand why there's such a diversity with that sort of representation. So yeah,
it's evolving.
It's
totally evolving. Beautiful.
I mean, it's a trip. It's a trip how the 80s are now starting to be so ancient that it's not even like part of a certain old school perspective now.
Yeah.
So, getting back to the points of that you advocate as far as being able to put together CDs and so forth, and your magazine, you're doing that still primarily as a promotional thing, or is it something that it is a positive stream of income?
So yeah, the mixed CDs, that's, I sell those at Rasputin's and Dimples, and it's all over. And so that's income. But I just use these to keep my name out there. And the magazine is strictly promotion. There's no real money in magazines.
It's a tough business, brother.
So I distribute or promote for like 80% of everyone in my magazines.
Gotcha.
So it's a tool for me.
Right. And it also keeps your foot in the industry, into the streets, because a lot of the articles are, you have a good balance too. You have some veterans in there, discussions on that, as well as new school cats that we've never heard of, but yet are going to be relevant. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, they still stick with the game and make it happen. Then you could say, yeah, I was on top of it before he blew up. Is there anyone that you could give as an example that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go for that.
We can do a lot of those, but the one that's that I can definitely show you is I used to have a magazine called Southwestbound, and we did an issue called We Got Next, and it was just all the young guys in the Bay that we put them all on the cover. So Mr. Fab was one of them. Clyde Carson, the team. Balance.
Yeah.
Turf Talk.
Turfy.
AWACS, McDirty.
Furious?
Furious wasn't on that.
Oh, really?
He was a new school. He'd already put out like 2 records by then.
Yeah. He did. So
it was just and almost everybody kind of became somebody.
Yeah. That's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, and that was just one. But it was cool because we just picked them out. It wasn't just me. My partner at the time, B12, he had his hand in it as well. And we were helping all these guys, and they were friends of ours. So,
do you still have that magazine?
No. I sold that magazine.
Oh, man, we got to go on eBay. When we look for the Angelo Martinez record, we'll look for, what's it called?
Southwestbound.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Let me write it down.
So with you, what are your thoughts on like Bay Area companies like Fizzler and those cats? What's that, Rap Bay and all those cats?
And Goldur.
Hey, Nettie, shout out Nettie.
I think they're all great. I mean, there's a spot for everyone. Fizzler is a popular Bay Area website that people go and you going to see what the hot songs are or who's got the hottest videos, and you go to Fizzler or you go to WeTheWest.com.
We the West, Gary Archer.
Gary Archer, absolutely. He's another one of my panelists at my seminars. So the independent scene is alive and kicking, and
it never went anywhere, brother.
It never went anywhere.
Never.
People just, I don't know. It's the greatest time to be independent right now.
Oh, was it David Banner that did a song on one of his albums that basically talked about the Bay Area, and it was, if it wasn't for the Bay Area, there would not be an independent game. And and that's the damnest truth,
big time.
Like people are surviving not signed to a label, and they're just touring like D-Lo to all the cats from Fizz back in the day.
Well, they're still doing it right now.
They're killing it, man. Like Fabby, but I'm saying they're not signed to Fontana. They're not signed to nobody. They're just getting 90% of the profits instead of the what was back in the day. It was like.
They really raped you back in the day.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
and now with like streaming online with like what iHeart and Pandora, and that makes you even bigger.
You just have to know how to balance that out with the street effort. But correct me if I'm wrong. Is HBK Gang still independent?
Well, yes.
Okay, I am suing. Cool.
So what everyone has is they have bigger management now, but they also have distribution, and they have now they have money behind them because they're selling records.
Deric, I don't believe in distribution unless you have real product. I mean, like CDs, vinyl. When you come to the club and you're presenting that, you come to my resident club and you're saying, Sam, there's vinyl. Even if I have a controller and you bring vinyl, I'm going to respect you way more because at least you know.
What about the chip, though? Someone bringing a flash drive.
I'll take the flash drive and wipe it out and keep it.
the flash drive is great, because a lot of DJs are using Serato now, so
Right,
we
right.
want that
Tractor.
We want that or tractor. We want that MP3.
Yeah, yeah.
But artists who can sell CDs should press CDs.
Yeah.
If you're not a salesman, don't press CDs because they're gonna sit in your garage. You know what I mean? So anyone out there who can sell, you should press because that's the quickest way you're gonna get a return on your money. It happens immediately.
Well, can you also look at it as a tool of promotion as well? Kind of like a business card. A little expensive business card, but heck, it's more real.
Yeah, a CD by itself in a little sleeve is about 50 cents each. So if that's a good number for you, then go press CDs.
Right.
Every car still has a CD player in them.
Yeah, it's not completely all MP3 or digital.
No, not
only.
yet.
Not yet. Don't.
Yeah,
Not
that's
yet.
true. That's true. And as far as like the whole CD manufacturing, you take care of that. You help out artists. Right now, are they getting in big bulks or small amounts?
So the trend now is small runs. So CD artists are getting 100 CDs, 200 CDs, where we used to get, the minimum was 1,000.
Correct. Back in our day.
Right. And it was, it was about $1,400.
Yeah.
So
Has the price gone down?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a lot cheaper. So if you wanted 1,000 CDs, is about $850.
Damn.
Retail ready, shrink wrap, ready to go.
And you're talking about like with the hard case and everything?
Yeah. Jewel case, shrink wrap, full color on CD.
That's
Sure.
great.
I think the mix I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna transfer it over and have you put it together.
we'll
What the
press 'em
fuck?
up.
I like that.
Is it a foil print on top of it, or is it it's a screen print on the top of it where they do?
Oh,
the
you can
digital print?
you can get whatever you want. So you can get the you ever put your hand on top of a DVD where
Yeah.
it's smooth? You can get
Yeah.
that, or you can get offset, which is raised printing.
Yeah, race printing. Because a lot of like the whole like Demolition Men and all those guys back in the day would just straight
Those are mixtapes.
Yeah, straight foil print, man. Maybe like 9 times in your CD player, and like you'd be flaking off. You're like, damn, I love that track. Like Stalin was started by them, and I would love it, bump it, and then I'm like, why did I get see
cheap.
through it?
That was a cheap way to do it. You could get, you can use Philips CDs and they last a lot.
Oh
longer,
yeah,
but-
oh yeah.
Well, see, there's a certain encoding too, because you could burn 1,000 freaking CDRs, but certain CD players will never freaking read that for some
Yeah,
reason.
right,
It's
right.
like,
Well, the
oh,
newer
I know
ones-
it's freaking not a authentic retail
Yeah,
recording.
It's encrypted.
Yeah.
It's a CD minus or CD plus,
CD plus or
CDR
minus,
plus, or
yeah.
something like that. There's
Yeah.
only the newer ones. will
Exactly.
play 'em.
And the same with DVDs as well. If you have burnt DVDs, no matter what, certain players won't read it.
They do that for the whole pirating and then the flea market, like the little vices selling in like 10 DVDs for $5.
Oh man, I remember. I forgot which. I think it was the San Jose flea market. I was walking around and I saw someone selling my old mix CDs that were legit.
That might have been me.
Hey,
The San Jose flea market is
Hey.
a hot spot.
There it is.
Well,
time
I-
time warp.
Time
Records.
Warp, shouts
Warp.
out to Jim at Time Warp
Time
Records.
I think it was Time Warp, but I remember that. But we worked it out. I think it was like
Time
we're
Warp or
There's only one left, I think.
there's only one left. It's
Yeah.
Time Warp.
Time warp is the last one.
There you
So
go.
do you do all the graphics and everything? With
I have some graphics guys that they're pretty good, and
Uh-huh.
even graphics nowadays are fairly cheap
Yeah.
because everyone can use Photoshop pretty good.
Any
Yeah.
5-year-old could freaking put together the artwork.
yeah.
Back in the day, you had to send it to disc makers and stuff like that. And now it's
Photo
like, boom.
Doctor.
Photo doctors,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could do it on your freaking phone right now, a whole CD.
We I don't recommend you do your artwork on your phone.
No. It's getting good though. It's getting real
It's
good.
getting
but
better,
it's
yeah.
getting better.
At least on your tablet. Let's
tablet,
upgrade it to
tablet,
the
yeah.
tablet size.
Tablet.
So, Deric, what's next for you as far as your whole empire of the industry? Do you have any seminars coming up? Any ideas with that?
I don't have any seminars coming up. There are a few planned for later on this year.
Well, call me if you need me because
absolutely,
I'll be
you're definitely on a panel.
there. And I'm sure Ralph will be interested to
I'm
share
gonna-
his
I'm gonna
wedding
have-
stories.
I'm going to have him
Watch
also
them
as
do
well.
wedding stories.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience, with lots of stuff. So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna have
Street
both of
Low. I
you
mean,
guys.
he's got
Street
freaking.
Low and Go There magazine.
Hey man, we were
Yeah, he got after party stories.
We were Mac Dre's very last performance in the Bay Area at Street Low in San Francisco. He was so goddamn late. Like the dude, like we were gonna end the show at 5:00, and Gil, the owner of the magazine's all like, "Yo, Dre flaked on us." I'm like, "Oh, what?" So we see a S-Class, a silver S-Class, gunning it through Candlestick. We're like, "What the hell's going on?" Coming up, and then just smoke. And then he had his little fisherman's hat on, and he just got on stage and he killed it. And like a week later, he passed away, and it was just so sad, man. Like if you go on to iHeartRadio, they always have the interview with who was not Sway, who was Franzen's partner when they did
Trace.
Yeah,
Trace Dogg.
So it was Trace and Mac Dre talking about the
event.
His very last performance.
And you
in
were
the
there.
Area. I was there, man. I'm all like,
Dude, you're
what the
every
hell,
fucking
yo,
place.
man?
You're like teleporting.
Oh man.
See,
I
mean, I'm telling you, some of the stories you come up is just so radical, but 9 out of 10 times you're telling the truth.
I try. I don't need to, I really try not to front, man. Like, life is what you make it and you live it, You live by your own rules, and that's, like when you die, your life is your legacy.
My wife always asks me, like, why do crazy things always happen to you? I've got quite a few crazy stories also, and I'm just out there. If you're in the streets, then the chances of something crazy happening to you are a little bit higher. So, if you're in the streets, then you're going to have a good chance of having
some
something happening.
Entertaining stuff.
Yeah, if you're in that gray area of being safe, nothing's going to fucking happen to your life. You just have to go out there and either choose to win or choose to lose. At least you made a choice.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You did it your way. Like kind of Frank Sinatra. You did it your way.
That's
that's
right.
right.
And-
Good old Frank.
and, old Blue Eyes.
So, Angela, Ralph, any closing questions for Deric here?
So as a let's say an independent artist coming up, like everybody, does a crazy iPhone video or like they don't want to spend that budget on WorldStar. WorldStar is charging like $5,000 literally for a one-day play on their front page. Oh, wow. For you, what you should suggest the artist doing, especially if they ain't got no budget, because most artists, everyone, I'm a rapper. You live with your mama. You ain't no rapper. You know what I mean? I'm in the studio. You're in the bathroom. Stop it. What do you should they do to really put themselves out there on a budget?
On a budget, so
Get CDs and be in his magazine.
so yeah.
Bam.
On a budget, which the first thing you need to do is get a website and start your email list. You need to have your email list. That's the most important thing. You don't need a million fans. A couple years ago, Nipsey Hussle, an artist from LA, came out and sold 1,000 CDs in one day at $100 a piece. Okay, so that's $100,000. So here's what they should strive for: not selling a million records, but getting 2,000 fans.
Yep.
Now, the definition of a fan is someone who's willing to spend $50 or more on your brand or product throughout 12 months. So that's not one day.
Yeah.
It's 12 months. So if you can get them to spend $50 and get 2,000 people, that's $100,000.
There it is.
Build your fan list. That's it.
Just don't put the money out on Instagram because the tax man will get you.
And
That's
don't
true.
use World Star. It's a waste of money.
There you go. Angela?
No.
No, you're good?
Good.
All right.
So look, go to my website, www.independentmusicseminar.com. Sign up for my mailing list.
Ooh.
There you go. It's all about the mailing list too, and I'm glad that you emphasized that, because when I was a panelist for your seminar, there was a lot of discussion as far as having email lists. And back in the day, we would get a lot of like all the junk mail and stuff, and it sort of has a very bad stigma. But now with the certain filtering programs and the way it's set up now with the internet providers, you don't get as much junk, so you don't get as much
Get what
freaking
you-
email.
Spam goes straight to spam.
Yeah, exactly. And now when you do get email, you're like, oh, wow, I'm getting something real personal. And you kind of cherish it more than it was like maybe 7 years ago.
Right. It's
Yeah.
when we first started, Sam, in CDs and cassettes, so we'd put join our fan club.
Yeah.
And you'd send us your email, your address, your birthday, if you were male, female, what record stores you shopped at. We wanted all this information back then, and people mailed it in, and they became, those are fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So build your fans.
Exactly. And they have to spend money. Money.
Put the artists over at Rasputin's do signings every weekend, man.
That's
Like,
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Dimples, man. All those.
I used to do that.
That's
Yep.
You have
Mhm.
to.
You have
to.
You know what I mean? Like one of
That's,
my.
you're a future politician, so this is shaking hands.
Oh, I
and
shake
kissing
way
babies.
too many hands and kiss too many damn babies. I gotta use Purell every time, man. Those guys trying
brother.
to
Well,
poison me.
So let's roll over to Ralph real quick
Hey!
and kind of get into his world. Ralph, again, thank you very much
What's
for coming
up,
on the
guys?
program.
What's happening?
And as you can tell, you're just a natural on the freaking mic.
Oh man,
And
missed
we're
the days at Wild. Man,
So let's get right into it because people have asked, like, that guy really ran for city council.
Oh God.
I know a lot of your effort was because you saw a lot of the businesses going broke, a lot of empty properties downtown.
Yeah.
But to even think about doing that had to take some research and knowing that there was a certain position, and you had other opposition as well.
Oh, everyone hated me.
Well, talk about that process trying to run for council.
You know what? It happens around back in the day in Hayward, our run, and this is a cool story. So before all elected officials ran in the June ballot, where it was basically targeting the whole retirees, right? And that was Hayward. Hayward was the last city targeting, basically only 14,000 voters showed up at the polls in June, whereas in November, the general election, you're going to get close to 100,000 voters. We have 155,000 people that live in the city of Hayward, right? And so my whole thing for 3 years straight in the last run I did, and I was not really about it. I had constituents like, dude, you need to run. I'm like, I don't want to run, man. Like they held a gun at me. So I did. I did a couple debates. But my biggest thing, and it finally hit the ballot and it passed, was moving the election from June to November. And everybody on council hated it. But we won. And now what's going to happen is, it's going to change Hayward. We're talking about young voters. You get to really campaign in the summer, whereas from February to June, who's out there paying attention? Like there's nothing out there from January to June or February to June. So you got summertime all the way to November to really push. And so you're going to see a big difference in the city of Hayward, 5th largest city in the Bay Area, 32nd in the state of California. But we're 674 out of 720 in the worst schools in the state of California, which really, really sucks. Bay Area has, I was telling you earlier today, we have the largest reserve in income in more than the United States per capita, or than the United States. Apple itself has more money in reserve than the United States government. So, like, there's a ballot. It just passed, which is stupid. They're going to run in November. It's going to divide California into 6 states.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's going to be Silicon Valley, us, Jefferson up north, West California, LA, Southern California for San Diego County, I'm like, hold on. So what happens if it's kind of like this. If you got rid of the United States supporting Puerto Rico, you think Puerto Rico or Hawaii would survive? No. So if you just took our money out of all of California, California would be, you leave the Bay Area, you get into Modesto, it's still people, but it starts getting more rural, more like
more cows.
Yeah, more Coalinga, man, largest concentration of cows in the world.
And manure.
It's disgusting, man. Like, don't get pulled over. That happened to me. You're just like, oh, give me the ticket. I'm out. I'll pay it right here. This duck. But like back to the thing is, if it's not gonna pass, it's one of those like ridiculous things.
But you just never know.
We hope not. We thought weed was gonna pass, and it didn't. But that was all based off the Mormons and Central California, because what happens is that's already contributed over $100 million to Colorado, and now they're sending checks back to the residents because they don't really know what to do with the money. That's
crazy.
The only time the government wants to send you money back because they're like, I don't know what to do with the money.
Yeah.
But California, like, you'll pay all these taxes, but you'll never see any improvements. So what the growers and all these people that are all about like this whole like hemp con and all that stuff, they're scared if it goes legal, the big businesses are going to take over.
That's right.
And they're no longer going to have a profit. But what happens is, if big business takes over, then it's going to be Budweiser versus a craft beer, which is going to really make the market really, who's going to survive with the quality goods. It's kind of like Burner. Burner is known for, cookies, he's gonna still be a survivor. And then you got all the generic strains, know, and that's what it comes down to. And hopefully our our politicians and our citizens in November really vote correctly. It's a crazy election this November for the presidential race.
Who are you voting for?
Neither nor. I'm still writing in Bernie, because when you vote, you still have the right to do a write-in.
Correct.
Most people don't think about it. You still have the right to even,
write in someone's name.
Yeah,
you can write in.
I put my name.
Yeah,
I did. It's so funny when I got questioned by one of the reporters for East Bay Citizen or East Bay Express.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh, what party are you? Are you a Republican?" I registered a Republican a long time ago. Hella ignorant.
I'm surprised.
And
I thought you may go independent.
No, mine is I'm part of the New World Order. I'm here to change. You know what I mean? NW. No, it's all about that, baby. Wolfpack, baby. And that's the truth, because if you're Bernie did not want to back up Hillary. You saw his face at the DNC. This guy was like basically.
Yeah, it was like
he was getting a colonoscopy without any preparation. And that's the truth. Everything that's going on right now with the DNC and Trump. We're in for it. I was in Mexico, man, this past weekend. They're like,
you just came from Tijuana last night.
Yeah, man, it was tiring. Go there. Nettie was with us, and so it was an entertaining time. But they always ask me, "Le guste Trump?" I'm like, hell no, man. But the thing is, they just found a video that Hillary was all about building a wall too. So that's all online right now too. So I'm like,
you're gonna see so much shady stuff come out from now until the election.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be crazy. A lot of it's gonna be CG. A lot of it's just
no, but a lot of it's old stuff. Like one of the reasons.
Come on, man. Everyone flip flops,
Oh, yeah.
especially
No,
in
totally.
politics.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just the life of being a politician.
Oh, yeah.
Now, as far as your stance is concerned, as far as being able to run again for the city of Hayward, born and raised.
No, I was born in Oakland, boy.
Still close enough.
No, it's not Oakland, Hayward. Oh boy, people be like, "Oh, you from Hayward?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, we're the heart of the Bay." I don't know, are you an armpit? Like, nah, man.
Now, you had the experience. Are
Yeah.
you looking to run again?
It's fun. It's a trip, man. Like when I go to council meetings and stuff like that.
I remember that you were just banging on the.
Dude, like I got.
I'm talking about like just all these conservatives, older, white. I'm talking like they're just chilling, and he just comes in with this radical presentation. I wish that video was still online.
No, you can still find it on
Where?
on the cities because they recorded it. And
Yeah, but I think they took that shit offline.
No, that's still there, man.
They're like, this guy is freaking the next Trump.
Yeah, right. I'm about my money, son. You know what I mean? He can't. All his businesses are failures. You know what I mean? Mine. My tattoo shop closed down. You know what I mean? Like, it is.
And
what it is.
there were lightweight failures.
Yeah, but they say that the biggest billionaires have the most risks. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
For the running thing. It's weird.
Go Ralph.
No. I used
Ralph.
to have a website called WeWantRalph.com.
That's right.
Oh man, everyone loved it, man. But
I saw it.
Yeah, it was. I have a video like my.
Yeah, he's walking around.
My campaign video was at Everest. Like Everest College. Like, hey, you wake on up. What are you doing? Why are you laying down? Get your ass up. And I was just like, and I'm speaking from the heart. You know what I mean? I'm speaking for the common man. This whole thing in San Francisco, the big divide on gentrification. Same thing for Oakland. My family's been here 100 years, and we've seen the ups and downs. If you don't invest in your community, who else is going to? You can't. You either are the solution or the problem. And that's the biggest thing. People don't want to be the solution. They just want to be, point out the problems. And yes, I didn't win. My goal was more to inspire others to have a voice than to, get in there. And it's weird. Like a lot of things I talked about either became.
I'm telling you, man.
You could in numbers. I
mean, how were your numbers at?
Shit. Well, out of my first one, out of 6 candidates, I got 4th or 5th. No, 4th or 3rd. My second one, I got out of I think another 6. It was 4th again. And then the third one, I didn't run, man. I just showed up for a couple of debates, and I was going through some personal problems. Grandmother passed away, and I just really didn't have that energy.
Yeah,
but I still had the energy to, and it's the biggest adrenaline rush when you get to council and you're just like fire, you're barking. Like I was gonna tell you guys about one story. I went to a meeting. look like a straight cholo. I grew up with Mexicans, so I had a red Pendleton on, had my hat on.
Guys, he didn't care about his attire. He just went as is.
No, I mean that. You get
awesome. No suit and tie.
Nah,
just,
I don't even wear a suit and
you don't even own one.
No, I do. I got a ton of them. Like I deal with a lot of clients daily. I'll do that, but. Shit, if I ever got on council, I'd rock a Barong Tagalog, man. Just go hella gangster,
God.
man.
You did not go there with that, did you?
I go gangster with that, man. Barong Tagalog, man. Be like, what is he wearing? Oh, Barong Tagalog. I mean, yeah, that's me, baby.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What, Manny Pacquiao wears that in Congress.
That guy's entertaining.
You'd be right there.
Yeah, we're about the same height.
Angela, Deric, do you have any questions for our future president here?
Oh, man.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Damn, Mount Rushmore. No, you know what?
Aim for the sky.
You know what? I have a nonprofit called the 4797 Foundation.
I didn't know that.
I've got way too much stuff going on in my life. So 4797 Foundation is basically our biggest thing is to kind of inspire to aspire. That's our motto. Inspire to aspire. Because people don't want success. They're scared of it. The number one fear in the world is speaking in public over death. I'd rather speak in public than be dead. That's the damnedest truth, And so one of our first things we're trying to we've been trying to do is just, it's a small company, is bring local kids to tech, to Google Campus, Facebook, Twitter, and to get them to be, because the majority of the employees in tech aren't locally grown.
Exactly.
They're from, and we point out fingers like, oh, they only hire. No, it's the environment that's dictating this, that's creating this. So let's, inspire. That's like when I worked at In-N-Out Burgers with Lenny. I'm from Hayward. I'm a Hayward boy. It was just hella hood. Like, everyone worked at a warehouse and everything. And then when I was over there, man, everyone's parents, drove nice cars, worked really hard, and wanted to go to college. All my homeboys didn't want to go to college. I got expelled my sophomore year. My senior year, I busted my ass. I took, my junior year, I took the year off. And senior year, I was down 180 units. I only had sophomore credits. I busted my ass, went to school in the morning, in the night, weekends, and worked at In-N-Out somehow. And applied to 26 universities, and 9 of them accepted me, and moved off to Michigan State University. So when the whole, people being complacent, that's why I grind. You know what I mean? Like doing this, I own, RF Marketing Media. We'll do printing for you. Now I got a guy that does the CD, so I'll get a good deal for you. We do flyers, posters, screen printing on shirts. We do that. You just gotta be multifaceted.
Absolutely.
And that's just me. I don't, the world of working in corporate America, for me, if you want to hire me, you're gonna take that chance, because I'm a ticking time bomb waiting to go off.
Well, I hope freaking Hayward takes a chance on you, Ralph. You deserve it.
We hope, hopefully, Like, I can't run no more. I no longer live technically in the city. I live in unincorporated, so I can run for supervisor, which is even more power. I don't think they really want to give to me. That's,
Hey, this is all recorded too and archived, so they can go back to it.
Yeah, no.
That's incredible. Do you have a question for Ralph?
No, I just want to say that I definitely want you at my next seminar. To speak on merchandising and promotion. Marketing materials. So.
Yeah, most definitely.
There you go. There's the invite. It's recorded.
Yeah.
So there's no way Deric could back out.
If I never get that email, I'm gonna send you the link. Hey, you remember you
exactly.
You're gonna be mad you gave me your email.
That's awesome. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close out the program with our shouts and plugs, and let's go ahead and start with Angela. Who do you want to thank out there? And be sure to share your social media handles and so forth.
Well, I want to thank God first and foremost, because without him, we wouldn't be here. Of course, Mom and Dad watching, I love you guys. You guys took a chance on me moving all the way across the country to Nashville, and I appreciate that so much. All my friends, that are watching, thank you so much. Fans that have supported what I'm doing, I appreciate y'all so much. And of course, Slammin' Sam, this man right here, got me started so long ago. I appreciate you more than you could ever know, even though we don't get a chance to talk so much.
Because you're so damn far.
I know.
You got FaceTime. That's a bad excuse. You know what I mean?
I knew you were going to say that. I wanted you to say that, Ralph. Good.
Yeah,
You're quick.
yeah.
You're quick.
Bam.
It's 2016.
Exactly.
Come on, brother.
Exactly.
Even Skype
What's Skype?
or Snapchat. You don't want to talk.
Angela, thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Deric, take it away.
I want to thank you, Sam, for having me on the show. You know, we've had a long relationship, and we haven't actually worked together in a long time. So yeah, I'm glad that you're back in my rotation. And I'm glad to be on the show. And don't forget, visit my website, www.independentmusicseminar.com. That's it.
Okay, cool. Councilman.
I love that title, man.
See?
Be supervisor, man.
Supervisor. Supervisor better or councilman?
You know what? Really depends. In San Francisco, they don't have councilmen; they have supervisors.
You know what? Let's just, if you decide
The
to
club
be,
councilman, Clublord councilman. There it is.
Ralph, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Shoot.
If I have you on rotation for the Slam Show, I want to call you a nickname. Councilman sounds cool.
Oh, councilman.
Oh,
there it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Hey, there, the
Got-
senator.
Derek, Angela, that would be his nickname coming on the
Councilman.
program. The councilman.
The councilman.
Councilman. Yeah. there it
That's
is.
awesome.
I'll counsel you,
There you
or
go.
I'll console you. Hey,
Hey, well-
there.
hey, happily married. then.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
So Ralph, take it away. Shouts and plugs.
Shout out to the wifey. She deals with all the crap that trust me, dealing with the Clublord. You've got Ralph, and then you've got the.
Oh
ego-
yeah, that's his nickname, Clublord.
You got the
Clublord.
Clublord, which is the biggest egomaniac you'll ever meet, and then you got Ralph, that's just laid back and just like just a hard worker, and so she deals with my bipolar self. Shout out to Ike's, my boy Ike. If you're in the Bay Area, there's over I think 22 locations. Great food, over 600 different sandwiches. Get you fat. It's all about making you happy, and that's what my boy Ike is. We're in San Diego and also Los Angeles and Arizona. And last and foremost, not I don't know, that was whack. Basically, if you guys want any graphic design, printing, screen printing, or any of those point of sale stuff, POS, not piece of shit, but point of sale, you can find us on Instagram, RRF Marketing and Media. We got you. Best prices on the block, and our turnaround's really good, and it's affordable, and we're here for you. And don't forget, do an Uber.
Oh yeah, you are a Uber driver.
Now I'm one of the original Uber drivers from 3 years
from the
ago.
beginning.
So not like when they started the company, but quick story. Back in the day, Uber used to interview people.
Gotcha.
I came on when Lyft was the big dog, and Uber was only doing black cars, like
Yeah.
limos and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was with Lyft, and Lyft basically Uber was giving us $1,000 to jump ship. I'm like, all right, I'm out. so went to Uber. They interviewed me back in the day,
Right.
and that's when there was no problems. Now people are getting stabbed, getting beat up. I'm like,
Oh, no.
I always tell the.
Hey, I'm sure you have some stories reserved for another program. I can't wait to hear those.
Shout out Vernon Davis. I gave him a ride.
Right on, Ralph. All right, I'll go ahead and close out the shouts and plugs. I'd like to thank everyone that's tuned in to the Slam Show tonight. Be sure to watch the replay if you want to see it in its entirety. I'd like to say special shouts out to my main man, Rock Rage, that's behind the boards, making it happen with all the camera views. Thank you very much. Our co-hosts, Lady Sage, and everyone that's part of the TVEPN network, thank you very much, as well as friends and family that have supported us throughout the years. Mike Murphy here over in Oakland, and also our sponsors and affiliates. And thank you to Ike for all the hookup on the good sandwiches. Forth. Now, the whole shouts thing, let's go ahead and break it down. Angela, thank you very much for coming on to the program.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure seeing you again. And yeah, there's no excuse. It's technology. We got to keep in touch
I know,
more.
Yes, we definitely will.
Skype, FaceTime,
Yep.
Facebook Live. No excuse.
No excuse, man.
Deric, thank you, sir, for being able to grace us and share knowledge. I know you initially was the main guest because I know there's a lot of discussion points you wanted to point out, but I'm going to have you come on again.
Okay.
And
thank
we're
you.
going to get into the details of other things that you're involved in, more stories behind the
Oh, yeah,
scenes.
lots of stories.
That by itself.
But I
is
gotta,
a-
get this guy on with me next time also.
Oh, okay. We'll make sure of that.
There it is.
There's
So-
a lot of stories.
Oh
Di-
boy.
Derek, thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming through. Ralph, councilman,
Yeah, the councilman.
Clublord.
Clublord.
Yeah, I finally got you on the program.
Yeah, I've been petitioning. I'm like, I had my show. I'm like, yo, you're gonna have these guys? I'm like, who is this? Who is that? I'm like, I was on MTV's Real World. I'm like, dude, I got stories, bro. I'm like,
and we were only able to touch a little bit of it tonight.
Oh boy, dude, I could tell you some stories about the Real World, man. MTV's Real World in Frisco, man.
And just keep those stories cataloged because you will be back on the program.
Shout out to Corey and all the guys over at the Real World.
You're too much. So Ralph, thank you for coming through and being able to support the program throughout all these years.
Yeah,
all
5 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Damn, man.
Exactly. And our in-studio audience, what's her name again? That's kicking it? Iveta. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience out there, hanging out, having your chit mix and enjoying that. And yeah, that does it for this episode of The Slam Show. For myself and everyone out there, tune in next time. I'll be on at midnight in the mix. See ya. Peace.
Yeah, buddy.